Department's handling of sexual misconduct cases involving officers. 2 officers were formally accused earlier this year of meeting for sex while on duty.
But the internal affairs investigation resulted in no discipline for one of them and a 5-day suspension for the other.
Not everybody's going to agree with decisions that are made, but that happened to be my decision based on discussions with command staff and what I thought was most appropriate.
KSAT investigates Dylan Collier takes an in-depth look at the case and the explosive allegations beneath the surface.
Last month, San Antonio Police SWAT officer Jonathan Reyes tried his best to avoid our cameras, getting a deputy to escort him from presiding court to another court assigned to oversee his divorce case. The hearing took place days after the release of SAPD records showing Reyes had recently served a 5-day suspension for neglect of duty. Internal affairs investigators used a hotel invoice and a forensic audit of Reyes's work phone to show that in August of last year, instead of being at his assigned post at Academic Court, he was more than 8 miles away at this Southeast Side Embassy Suites. Reyes was away from his assigned duty station for nearly 3 hours. Internal city records obtained by KSAT show that IA looked into Reyes's whereabouts on at least 9 days between that August and February of this year. Reyes, during that same time period, paid for hotel rooms in San Antonio 7 times, according to records obtained by KSAT from his contested divorce. Those same records confirm Reyes was in an extramarital affair with Officer Tammy Ayala, SAPD's physical fitness coordinator. The affair, according to the records, carried out while Reyes's wife was in the last weeks of her pregnancy and for several more months after the birth of his daughter. Reyes's wife appeared to discover the affair in late February, accusing him of bringing another woman into their world. Reyes at first denied the fling before admitting to it a day later. Quote, "I'm sorry, I'm expletive everything up." Reyes writing in late February, quote, "I seriously have a problem." SAPD Chief William McManus confirmed both officers were reported to IA for possible sexual misconduct violations. He declined to name Ayala because she was not disciplined.
There was no evidence that we could find that indicated that there was any kind of sexual activity on duty.
What do you think they were doing at those hotels?
I couldn't tell you.
There's more. Family and Medical Leave Act paperwork shows Reyes took a month of paternity leave beginning January 2nd, but 2 weeks into the leave, traveled to Las Vegas without his wife and daughter for a sports shooting and hunting show. Sources tell KSAT Ayala was also there. Reyes appears to have taken steps to conceal the trip. After sharing the contact information for his police union benefits coordinator via text January 16th, he told his wife, quote, "Don't tell her I'm in Vegas." In a Christmas card from Reyes to Ayala shared with the wife after the affair was discovered, Reyes listed the then upcoming trip to Vegas as one of her gifts. Days later, Reyes' wife brought up the Vegas trip. Quote, "What father does that to his innocent newborn baby? What husband does that to a woman who just bore his child?" Ayala, in her own divorce proceedings this summer, admitted to committing adultery with Reyes during her marriage. Joe Holscher is the attorney for Reyes' wife.
It appears very clear that he may have been on duty while part of the affair was occurring.
Holscher said Reyes' actions raised ethical concerns about the SWAT officer's credibility to testify during criminal trials.
You have somebody who's supposed to be a witness in court that can be trustworthy to support allegations against a private citizen. It's important that they're not lying about their private lives. This is particularly problematic in this case because a significant portion of the affair occurred while the husband was allegedly at training with the mistress.
Holscher claims evidence demonstrated the hotel stays were during work hours, which suggests the affair may have taken place while Reyes was on duty. KSAT is not aware of any evidence confirming who was in those rooms or what took place, and Reyes denies that he engaged in the affair while on duty. Holscher added the internal affairs investigation was hampered by a short window to investigate and, quote, "good lawyering" from Reyes' legal counsel. IA has no subpoena power, meaning some evidence, including footage from the hotels, was likely recorded over by the time the unit dug into the facts of the case.
Officer Reyes, we talked to you for a couple minutes.
Reyes offered no comment to KSAT as he left the contentious divorce hearing last month.
Did you engage in an affair while on duty for the San Antonio Police Department?
Earlier this year, San Antonio Express News investigative reporter Emily Eaton got a hold of internal SAPD records showing McManus rejected a recommendation to discipline his own driver, Officer Robert Gonzalez Jr., after he admitted to a sexual encounter while in uniform with a woman while parked outside police headquarters in May 2021. Gonzalez was transferred out of the chief's office after the incident, according to the paper. McManus told us state law prevents him from discussing the Gonzalez case since no formal discipline action was taken against the officer. In the fall of 2018, KSAT Investigates revealed an SAPD captain was allowed to retire in lieu of being disciplined after an internal affairs investigator determined he repeatedly had sex on duty while on city property with a female subordinate. Taped phone calls obtained by KSAT included audio of the then commander of internal affairs telling the investigator SAPD administration didn't want the incident to get out to the public. McManus said claims from officers that he goes light or takes steps to protect the department's image when hearing sex misconduct cases are inaccurate.
That's not the case.
And as for Reyes,
The divorce and the personal issues that Officer Reyes was involved in is an entirely separate issue. But unfortunately, that issue clouds what the allegation was. People will make judgment not only on the allegation, but make a connection to the off-duty incident that was taking place.
Anything at all you want to say to your fellow officers?
for KSAT Investigates,
Have you upheld the badge well?
I'm Dylan Collier.
Now, the divorce trial itself took place earlier this month and was held in front of a private judge at the law offices of Reyes' attorney. Media was not allowed there inside since it was held away from the courthouse. Ayala was called on day one as a witness. The judge has granted a divorce in the case and is expected to release her final order in the coming days. We'll be right back. The Federal Aviation Administration is convening a panel to address fatigue issues among air traffic controllers. This three-member panel will examine how sleep deprivation impacts workers' abilities to do their jobs safely amid severe understaffing in this field. The FAA regularly mandates air traffic controllers work overtime and 6-day work weeks. As you can imagine, that creates fatigue issues among workers and safety issues for aircraft. The move comes after a year of near collisions involving commercial aircraft at some major airports.
Consumer confidence in the U.S. is at its highest level since July. That's according to a Conference Board report that was released today. The business group's Consumer Confidence Index jumped to 110.7 from a revised 101 back in November. Economists at the Conference Board say that December's increase in consumer confidence is a sign of positive current business conditions and also job availability, along with a more positive outlook on personal income.
Let's take a look outside with live cam. You know, if it's going to be gray and drizzly, I wish it would just give us some good rain, Adam.
Oh, preach, Myra, preach. Exactly. We have to deal with that dampness and a few sloppy morning commutes and at least have something to show for it. 66 degrees right now. Temperatures not falling much the rest of this evening. We'll be 59 at midnight, and tomorrow morning, that's what we'll wake up to, 59 degrees. Actual shower chances are going to be fluctuating a little bit in the days ahead. We'll talk more about that, along with where the real cold air is right now and if it's going to plunge southward. We'll get into it in a bit.
Tonight, more than 10,000 people are at the border in Eagle Pass waiting to be processed. During a press conference today, Representative Tony Gonzalez says that 4,000 migrants crossed the Rio Grande yesterday. Another 4,000 were processed by Border Patrol. Congressman Gonzalez says that he is sending a letter to congressional leaders asking the federal government to help border communities.
Tonight, San Antonio police are investigating after a man was shot and killed along Highway 151. Originally, officers thought that the man was hit by a car, but when paramedics were giving him CPR, they found bullet holes in his back. And right now, police have no leads on a suspect.
San Antonio firefighters rescued 2 people from a house fire on the northwest side. This happened this afternoon on Maiden Lane near Culebra. One of the people rescued from the home was taken to a hospital for smoke inhalation. Right now, the cause of the fire is unknown. Fire Chief Charles Hood told us they did not hear any working smoke detectors inside this house. And that's your 60-second recap.
And now we're going to send things back over to our meteorologist, Adam Caskey. You've been talking about this morning slop.
Yes, when it's all damp, roads are wet, you get a little bit of road spray, but it's not raining a whole lot. We're going to be dealing with that all the way through Christmas Eve morning, but take a look at the forecast and the outlook for Christmas Day. A lot of sunshine. We get rid of all those low clouds and all that dampness. So this is just a sneak peek here. Christmas Eve Sunday, that morning dampness, even some rain, could be a brief non-severe thunderstorm, and then clearing by Sunday afternoon and evening, leading to a sunny, beautiful, comfortable Christmas Day. 52 in the morning at sunrise, 67 for the high temperature with the lack of any mugginess. Now let's look at our low temperature, a morning temperature trend. This is the coldest point of the day in the morning around sunrise, near 60 degrees, way above the average low of 42. That's all the way through Sunday on Christmas Eve. Then a weak cold front moves in and it will drop our temperatures a little bit. Morning temperatures back near 40 by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, which is near average for this time of year. So let's take a look at the big picture where all the cold air is bottled up, because let me tell you, it's been above average across the lower 48 all December, and not much snow either. I'll show you the snow pack in just a moment. We have to head up into Canada, and finally we're starting to see these temperatures below zero in parts of northern Canada. Chesterfield at -20, Churchill -4 Fahrenheit, of course, because they go by Celsius, but I've got the Fahrenheit temperatures. And my favorite, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, right now at 28 degrees. So there is some cold air. It's just way up there, a lot closer to the North Pole than anything. And that's where it's going to stay bottled up for a while. And we're looking at temperatures, at least afternoons, above average for several days. And that really Arctic cold air is going to be a while to plunge southward. I think there are some indications that could happen in early January. Not necessarily making it here in Texas, but to some of our friends off to the north, could get some of the Arctic air by early January. That's the way it's looking. A white Christmas. Well, not for most. And I think some people were confused the other day when I said a brown Christmas. That's because up north, things don't stay green through the winter, okay? The grass is brown. We're fortunate around here, we still have green grass, but a brown Christmas for a good chunk of the northern tier of the U.S., and we'll have our green Christmas here. You really have to head to northern New Mexico or southern Colorado to really, then the ski resorts to really get into the snow on Christmas Day. That's where it's all going to be. That's the closest it'll be to us. As for our rain chances, 30 to 40% coverage at any point tomorrow, all the way through the first part of Sunday, and then clear skies for Christmas Day and thereafter. But we do have this caveat: morning drizzle, 100%, the dampness. We're watching this upper level swirl near California that's slowly pushing eastward. The main energy with that is going to pass to the north of us. Already seen some good rain in New Mexico, drought-stricken New Mexico. They need that shower activity. It's good to see them get it. And this is going to be a good hit for snowfall in the Rockies as we get into this upcoming weekend. As for around here, we start the day tomorrow at 59, make it up to near 70. Basically, mornings right near 60, afternoons near 70, all the way through Christmas Eve with that morning drizzly dampness, nuisance moisture. If you hit the local trails, they can be a little muddy and slick. Roadways will be damp and there will be some road spray. And then we get into Christmas Day. That's when the sun comes back out, low humidity, and we've got sunshine thereafter next week. So between Christmas Day and New Year's, a lot of sunshine and temperatures a little closer to average for this time of year.
You know, when you said brown Christmas the other day, I thought, well, that sounds lovely.
That's what it is up north when you don't have snow.
Yeah, I thought that sounds awful.
It is. It's ugly.
It sounds it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like yellow snow up north.
Yes.
Ooh.
We'll be right back.
The Buzz. To the Buzz now, and a family in Lexington, Kentucky got quite the surprise when they found something living in their Christmas tree. Okay, where is it? Look at that. A little owlet. Madeline Hill White said her mom had already decorated this tree, and 4 days went by before anyone spotted that owl.
Was it just hanging out there? Now, as you can see, somebody gently removed the bird from the tree and then released it into a wooded area nearby. Hopefully that was its home.
I've seen some of these where a possum has been in the
I
tree.
saw that too.
I would prefer the owl.
Yeah, me too. Oof. Now, picking out a live Christmas tree is still a holiday tradition for some people, but in recent decades, real Christmas trees have become, a lot less common. According to a survey from the American Christmas Tree Association, 77% of people who display a Christmas tree say that they actually opt for an artificial one.
Well, the shift to fake trees has been steady since the mid-90s, and it spiked actually in 2021. According to the Real Christmas Tree Board, the natural Christmas tree industry has been in a slow decline over 40 to 50 years now.
Here's the thing, though. When you remove the real tree, you'll be finding it all over the entire
but it
year.
smells so good.
No, I know. I have a real one, too.
Okay, first came goat yoga. Remember that? Well, now apparently it is airport llamas. These two are named Prince and Benny, and they visited Portland International Airport yesterday.
Yeah, their handlers say that the llamas bring tidings of comfort and joy. They're therapy animals who can ease stress during a hectic season. And also, travelers really seem to enjoy posing for pictures with them because it's not every day that you see that at an airport.
Do they spit? Are these the animals that spit?
Oh, I hope not. Ooh.
Just a heads up, passengers.
Yeah. Watch out. We'll be right back.
That is all our time here on the News at 6. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you so much for keeping us company. Have a wonderful night and a great dinner, and we'll see you right back here on the Night Beat.